Joanne Henig. Welcome to this month's J&J Photo Art Marketing Cafe, sponsored by Photo Art Pavilion. This month's topic, building a cohesive portfolio and curating your work for galleries and collectors. Just first, a little bit of information about Photo Art Pavilion. We're a women-owned enterprise. On the Zoom meeting with me today is Jessica Lempin, my business partner. Jessica and I founded Photo Art Pavilion to give art photographers an affordable voice for displaying, promoting, and selling artful images to collectors. We proudly have created a diverse group and talented community of fine art photographers. Photo Art Pavilion is a platform that allows you, the artist, to expand and promote your portfolio at your own pace for just pennies a day. We're proud of what we've built and what the future holds for Photo Art Pavilion. We're going to dig into this month's topic in just a moment, but I'd like Jessica to jump in and say a quick hello, and then we'll carry on from there. Jessica?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Joanne, for starting us up for today. So our topic today is really at the heart of art photographers, right? It's all about your portfolio. Your portfolio shows everything that you've experienced, that you covered, and the stories that you tell through your lens. So is your message telling your audience the right thing? I do hope that today's presentation by Joanne gives you the ability to really look at your own body of work in a new light, right? With that new knowledge behind it, and to be able to really go in and do what you need to do to really make your portfolio stand out. So Joanne, I know we're all dying to get started. So if you don't mind, let's jump in.
Okay, we're definitely going to jump in right now, but I do recommend a paper, pencil, or however you take notes. I'm going to do a lot of chatting around some of these slides today. So a well-curated portfolio is essential for fine art photographers looking to attract galleries, collectors, and industry professionals. It serves as both a showcase of your artistic vision and a strategic tool to make a lasting impression. In today's presentation, we're going to explore how to select and organize images that reflect your unique style, present your portfolio in both digital and physical formats, and confidently approach galleries and potential art buyers. Selecting and organizing images that reflect your artistic vision. A well-organized portfolio makes it easier for galleries and collectors to understand and appreciate and invest in your work. Your portfolio should not just showcase your best work, it should tell a story, and it should reflect your unique artistic voice. Your portfolio should define your artistic identity, be curated with intent, and should be edited for impact. And let's dig into those three things. So defining your artistic identity. Your artistic identity is the foundation of your portfolio. It sets the tone for how your work is perceived and helps you create a collection that feels intentional and meaningful. Identifying themes, subjects, and emotions that consistently appear in your work is essential when it comes to identifying your artistic identity. So we're going to review your body of work to find recurring patterns and subjects in your compositions or even moods. Your images should have a feeling to them. Ask yourself, what messages or emotions do my images convey? Do I tend to focus on solitude, nostalgia, energy, abstractions? Recognizing these patterns will help you curate a portfolio that's truly representative of your voice as an artist. Consider what makes your photography distinctive and how it fits into the overall fine art market space. That's an important element too. What makes your perspective unique? Do you use a signature technique, a composition style, or a storytelling approach? Research fine art photography trends and markets to understand where your work fits and how to position yourself effectively. Knowing your distinct artistic identity will make it easier to market your work and connect with the right audience. And we've talked about this in previous J&J cafes. If you know who the right audience is around your body of work, then it's easier to get your marketing to be a little bit more dynamic and more direct, more targeted. Okay, so think about that as we're going through. Curate your portfolio with intent. So once you have a clear artistic identity, the next step is to carefully curate your portfolio to reflect your vision. Choose 15 to 25 of your strongest images that showcase consistency in style and vision. Your portfolio should be focused on intentional rather than a broad showcase of everything you've ever done. Every image should feel like it belongs in a collection, reinforcing a cohesive theme or aesthetic. So many times we just tend to just put everything that we've ever done into our portfolios, whether they be digital or in print. And that doesn't really tell the story of who we are, what our vision, what the impact is that we'd like to make. So be specific of those 15 to 25 images that fit in, okay? Avoid including images just because they are technically strong, because cohesion is actually the key to this portfolio setup. A technically perfect image might not fit within the overall theme of your portfolio. So prioritize your images that contribute to the narrative and emotional impact of the collection. Aim for a narrative flow that connects each piece, guiding the viewer through your work. So consider how images interact with one another. Do they create a journey or evoke a continuous feeling? The sequence of your images should lead the viewer through a visual experience that feels intentional and immersive. Immersive, that's a big word, right? That's an important word. So let's edit our work for impact. We've chosen our 15 to 25 images, we found our voice, and now we want to make sure that we're editing those images for impact. Once we've selected those images for the portfolio, the next step is making sure that our editing procedures are impactful, ensuring that they're polished, cohesive in the presentation that enhances your artistic vision. This phase involves refining the visual consistency of your work, seeking outside perspectives, and making difficult but necessary decisions to strengthen your collection. Obviously, using professional editing techniques to maintain consistency in your editing plays a crucial role. It ensures that all images in your portfolio feel like part of a unified body of work. While each piece should stand strong on its own, they should also work together harmoniously. So let's consider the following when we're doing our editing. Let's consider color palette and tonal consistency. Whether you favor a vibrant set of hues, muted tones, black and white, or something else in between, let's ensure that your portfolio maintains a consistent look and feel. Avoid jarring shifts in color treatment that can disrupt the flow. Mood and atmosphere are also very important. Adjust lighting, contrast, and textures to maintain that cohesive emotional tone throughout your portfolio. If your work has a soft and dreamlike quality, keep that aesthetic consistent across all images. If your work is strong architectural black and white with very defined edges and all of that, make sure that that's consistent throughout your portfolio. Just make sure that you're able to have your images as someone's viewing your portfolio, going from image to image, that the consistency is there, that the story is there, that the visually aesthetics are there, one after the other after the other. Your processing style, whether you use high contrast edits, subtle film-like grain, or painterly effect, you should stick to a recognizable editing style that reinforces your artistic voice. So here's a small tip for you. When unsure about consistency, view your images in a grid format to see how they visually interact. Do they feel like they belong together? If they don't, then let's make some adjustments. Either we're going to make adjustments in the editing, or we're going to pull that image out of the out of the flow completely, or we're going to make some shifts in what it is that we're doing with our portfolio. Presenting your portfolio in digital and physical formats. How you present your portfolio is just as important as the images themselves. A digital portfolio should be polished, easy to navigate, and accessible on multiple devices. Consider using a professional website, PDF portfolio, or an online gallery platform. High-resolution images, a clean layout, and a well-written artist statement enhance the effectiveness. Meanwhile, a physical portfolio should reflect the quality of your work through premium prints, a well-organized portfolio book, or a sleek presentation box. The key is to tailor your format to your audience. Galleries and collectors often appreciate the tangible experience of printed work, while digital portfolios are essential for reaching a wider audience online. Your portfolio is the first impression potential collectors, gallery curators, and buyers will have to see your work. A well-presented portfolio in both digital and physical formats, both ensures accessibility and professionalism, allowing you to reach a wider audience while maintaining a high standard of presentation. Let's expand on the key elements of both digital and physical portfolios, along with the importance of a well-crafted portfolio statement and bio. Your digital portfolio is essential for showcasing your fine art photography to galleries. Collectors and potential buyers worldwide typically start in the digital world to find art that they're looking for. Your online presence should be professional, visually appealing, and easy to navigate. Use a high quality, easy to navigate portfolio. Your online portfolio serves as your digital storefront and should be designed for a seamless viewing experience. Consider the following. Use a clean, minimalist design that keeps the focus on your images. Ensure intuitive navigation with simple menus and easy access to your portfolio, your bio, and your contact information. If you have a digital presence on the internet and you don't have your contact information on that digital presence, you're missing the boat. So make note of that, please, because I see a lot of you that don't do that. Make sure your online portfolio is mobile friendly, as many collectors and curators do browse on their smartphones and on their tablets. Use platforms like Art Pavilion with dedicated portfolio genres. Grouping images into clear, well-labeled categories makes it easier for viewers to explore your work. Example categories like landscape, nature, seascapes, dramatic skies, abstract photography, textures, patterns, experimental imagery. Black and white series, monochrome works with a strong contrast or mood. If you don't want to spend thousands to build a standalone website or want additional exposure, consider fine art specific platforms like Art Pavilion, where you can showcase your work alongside other artists. These platforms offer built-in tools that move your online portfolio experience forward in a snap. Here's a pro tip. Regularly update your digital portfolio with new work, awards, exhibits, and anything else to keep you fresh and relevant in the digital world. The digital world is designed to be fluid, and a lot of us have a digital portfolio and it's static. Nothing's changed in forever. So you cannot expect anyone that's following you and interested in the works that you're doing to keep coming back to look at your online portfolio if it's static and it hasn't changed. Something as simple as changing your headshot once a month or once every 3 months, updating your bio, making sure your contact information is there, and going through all of your different genres to make sure that those genres, let's say black and white or landscapes, that those portfolios are clean and that they tell a good story. Again, we're not going to be in the habit, we don't want to be in the habit of posting every darn picture that we photograph. What we're looking to do is create a cohesive portfolio that excites a viewer, that excites a collector, or a potential interior designer. So thinking along those lines, okay? Your physical portfolio, the one that we want to print out, while this digital portfolio is essential for online visibility, a well-crafted physical portfolio is valuable for any in-person meeting with a gallery, an art fair, or an art collector. You want to invest in a well-crafted print portfolio at some point as you're moving into or deeper into your art photography career. Your physical portfolio should reflect the same level of quality as your fine art prints. So two main options should be included, should include with having a printed portfolio. You can either do a bound portfolio book, which is a sleek professional book that's formatted and presents a cohesive story and your driven body of work, or you can have an archival quality print box where there's a collection of loose prints that allows the galleries and collectors to handle individual pieces and offering a more interactive experience. You want to select fine art papers that enhance your work. The choice of papers can be so vast, but they can also significantly affect how your images are perceived. Matte papers are ideal for soft, painterly images or black and white photography. Glossy papers enhance vibrancy and contrast, but can be prone to a little bit of glare, so be careful with that. And then, of course, those beautiful textured fine art papers that add depth and richness, often preferred for museum quality prints. So those are, one of the things you could do with your printed portfolio is you could have your images printed on the best paper for that particular style of work that you're presenting. But you could also have just some sample papers for anyone looking at your printed portfolio to touch and feel, so they're not messing with your actual work. So consider that. So here's a pro tip: always print test samples before you finalize your portfolio to ensure the best reproduction work. I've done this in the past. I've had some images that I'm going to be presenting into a gallery. So I will have them printed on smaller pieces, let's say 5x7s or 8x10s, different types of papers, and see which one stands out the best for that particular art piece. Not every art piece belongs on the same piece of paper. So that's something to keep in mind. Keep a clean layout and keep it elegant. A cluttered portfolio can be overwhelming. Keep the presentation minimalist to let your work shine. Use white space around the edges to give your imagery room to breathe. That's a simple thing a lot of us don't do. I started doing that probably about 5 years ago when I was printing more and more of my work, hanging it in the gallery. I started putting a white border around, and then the mat, and then the frame, and the depth of that piece just jumped. It just jumped off the wall. So something to consider. Also, if you're putting prints in a book, having that white space around the print does help it stand out off that page. Stick to that consistent layout so the viewer can focus on the images rather than the design, and label images with simple professional captions like the title, the size, the medium, or whatever else you think is important for that. You may say this particular piece is limited edition. We've already sold 2 out of 10, so we're up to image 3 of 10 in this limited edition series. So some information along those lines. You may say that all your work comes with the certificates of authenticity, and you may have a sample of that within your portfolio book. So just think about how, if you're sitting down with an art collector, an interior designer, or anyone else that wants to see your work in print, that you have all that information and set that book up so that it's a winner for you, okay? You could also make sure you have gloves if you are allowing people to touch your work, so that those loose prints are not going to get all gunked up, or, as I said, have just sample papers that they could touch rather than touching the actual prints. Your portfolio statement and bio. Beyond the images themselves, a strong artist statement and bio provides context and insight into your work, and it helps potential collectors and galleries connect with your vision. So you want to write a concise, engaging artist statement. Your artist statement should be short, should be 100 to 300 words at most, and clearly conveyed. Your artist vision, what themes or emotions your work what drives your work, and also what is your creative process. Talk about the techniques or inspirations that define your style. Most bios that I read start with, I started taking pictures when I was 12, or I first found photography when I was, in my teens. Let's get past those basic statements. Think a little bit deeper. Think about your audience. Think that your audience is extremely intelligent when it comes to art. And let's convey that in your artist statement. Talk about something other than your what got you interested in photography, because most likely anyone reading that bio is really not that interested in what got you interested in photography. What they're more interested in is how you're going about producing the work that you currently have in your portfolio. How did you come into your specific genre? What passion do you have behind your work, and why? So let's think about that bio statement and make that a little bit more professional. I think you'll appreciate that down the road. So approaching galleries and potential buyers with confidence. And this is a big one. The word confidence is a big one. And that's something that I try to instill in all of you each month when it comes to marketing. I'd like to just leave you with a bunch of confidence when you walk away from these cafes, so that you go out and you have a productive month in your marketing efforts, and that you're not doing the same old thing and expecting different results. If you're not getting the results that you want, then you have to do something different. So these cafes are designed to give you different ideas and to also give you the confidence to walk away and get them done. You've spent so much time crafting a stunning, cohesive portfolio. The next step is getting your work in front of the right people. But for many fine art photographers, the thought of approaching galleries or potential buyers can feel intimidating. How do you make a strong first impression? How do you confidently present your work in a way that resonates with curators and collectors? So in this section, we're going to explore those strategies for reaching out to galleries, building professional relationships, and engaging with buyers in a way that feels great. Research and target the right venues. Not every gallery is the right fit for your work, and a scattered shot approach to gallery submission often leads to rejection. So instead, I want you to focus on finding and approaching galleries that align with your artistic style, your subject matter, and your career goals. Okay, so if there's a galleries that are in a rural area of where you live, then you want your portfolio to probably have more of a rural appeal to that gallerist. Okay, if you're in a cosmopolitan type of a setting, New York City or something of that nature, then maybe you want your portfolio to speak in that regard as well. So make sure that you align your style, your subject matter, and all of that before you approach a gallery. Okay. Doing your homework is going to ensure that your efforts are targeted and increase your chances of success. And you're looking to create a partnership with these galleries in some way. So think about that as you're approaching them. So before reaching out, take the time to study each gallery's aesthetics, the mission, and represented artists that they already work with. And ask yourself, does the gallery specialize in fine art photography, or is it focused on other mediums? All right. There are galleries out there that focus on everything. They might be fine art photography, might be watercolors, oils, sculptures, needlepoint. Okay. Try to approach galleries that have a desire to represent a fine art photography realm in their space. Okay. And if you're running into your photography is more abstract, a gallery known for traditional landscapes might not be the best fit for your work. So that's why the research is so important. Does the gallery have a strong presence in the fine art market? Research their reputation, past exhibitions, and collector base to assess their credibility. Building relationships in the art world is just as important as having great work. Many gallery partnerships come from personal connections and in-person interactions rather than cold submissions. So here's how to start networking effectively. Attend gallery openings, attend art fairs where curators, artists, and collectors get together. These events provide opportunities for casual introductions and organic conversations. If you're going to attend a gallery opening or an art show, an exhibit, keep it casual. That's not the place for you to bring your portfolio and pull that curator or juror aside and say, what do you think of this? That's the wrong spot. You want to create the opportunity to make an appointment and then have that one-on-one. Okay, engage with galleries online by following their social media, commenting on their posts, very important, and joining their virtual events. This shows your genuine interest before approaching them professionally. Get to know represented artists and ask about their experience with the galleries. They may provide insights into the submission process or even introduce you directly to those curators. Be prepared to talk about your work concisely and confidently when meeting gallery owners. Have a short, engaging introduction ready, something like, I specialize in atmospheric black and white photography that explores solitude in urban environments. Whoa, that's a lot, but you can go there, right? Because now you're really digging into something special beside, I shoot black and white. You see the difference? And you could also throw some kudos at that gallery saying, I admire how your gallery presents conceptual photography, and I'd love to learn more about your selection process, things of that nature. You want to make a strong impression first. The art world is highly competitive, and the art world is strongly competitive, and making a strong professional first impression is critical when reaching out to galleries. Whether you're submitting your portfolio via email or networking in person, your approach should be strategic, respectful, and well prepared. First impressions often determine whether a curator or gallery director will take a deep interest in your work, so it's essential to be clear and concise and confident. Your initial email to a gallery should be short, professional, and to the point. Gallery owners and curators are busy, so your message should quickly convey who you are, what you do, and why you believe your work is a good fit for their space. Networking and follow-up. Networking is one of the most important tools for advancing your fine art photography career. Galleries, collectors, industry professionals are more likely to work with artists they know and trust. Beyond just submitting your portfolio, building genuine connections through networking and strategic follow-ups can open doors into exhibits, sales, and long-term partnerships. Connect with fellow artists, collectors, gallery professionals, immerse yourself in the art community and build connections with fellow artists, collectors, curators, industry professionals. All these relationships can lead to collaborations, referrals, and valuable insight. And then, of course, follow up. Make a great first impression, but it's also very important, but maintaining that connection is even more critical. A simple follow-up can turn a one-time interaction into an ongoing relationship. One of the things that I practice in my business here at Art Pavilion, 5 times. The number 5, I may reach out to a prospect once, I may not get through. I reach out a second time, I might get through, and then we have a conversation. But then there's 5 more times where I will just simply touch a little note, send a little note, make a little phone call, keep my name, my art present in their thought process. Keep that connection going. So make sure that first impression that there's a lot of follow-up. And of course, keep refining your portfolio. A strong portfolio is never, ever static. It evolves as you grow artistically, and as it should change as market trends change. Okay, so you always have to be looking at what is the fine art photography market space, what's selling. All this information is available online. A lot of you reach out to Jessica and myself and ask these questions all the time. happy to answer those questions, but there's so much information on the internet that you could research and search to find out all that is happening in the art photography space, and then try to align your work with what's happening there. You want to listen to the feedback, observe what collectors are saying and what galleries respond to, and continuously refine your work to keep your work relevant and competitive. Building a cohesive portfolio is not just about showcasing your best work, it's about telling a compelling visual story that resonates with galleries and collectors. By selecting images strategically, remember we said 15 to 25, presenting them professionally in both digital and physical formats, and approaching industry professionals with confidence, you can enhance your chances of success in the fine art photography world. So please take the time to refine your portfolio, and don't be afraid to seek feedback to evolve as an artist. Your portfolio is a living document that should grow with you. It should grow with you. It should never, ever be static. I'm going to show you a few samples of cohesive portfolio ideas. Some of these may resonate with you, some of them may not, but it also gives you an idea of a direction you might want to take. So one cohesive portfolio idea would be minimalist / black and white urban photography. So the theme is the beauty of urban geometry and contrasts in monochrome. And the cohesion, you're going to have images that have high contrast compositions, strong leading lines, and a sense of isolation in cityscapes. Another sample, ethereal, nature and fog landscapes. The theme would be dreamlike natural environments shrouded in mist. The cohesion, soft, muted color palettes with an emphasis on mood and atmosphere. Another may be vibrant, abstract macro photography. The theme, close-up explorations of color, textures, and a form in everyday objects. The cohesion, bold colors, intricate details, and a sense of abstraction that transforms the ordinary into art. So that pretty much concludes our my presentation today. It's almost time for our Q&A, but I want to put the screen up for you all in attendance so that you have the information about how to reach out to Jessica Lempin and Joanne Henig, that's me, at Photo Art Pavilion. Here's our emails, our websites, our phone, social media, and all of that good stuff. And just important to stay connected. As we just talked about, it's very important to continue to work together. And obviously, some of you know that we do have a service called Sidekick. So if you are struggling with your marketing, we do have a service, a Sidekick marketing agency that helps you handle your art promotion. So if you are feeling overwhelmed in marketing of your art photography, or creating a cohesive portfolio, whatever it is that you're having issues with when it comes to your marketing, reach out to us and we'll give you a hand. You can go to photoartpavilion.com/sidekick, and that'll get you moving forward with what it is that we have to offer there. So I want to thank you all for being with us. It's been a pleasure presenting this topic to you. And I will turn the floor over to Jessica for a little commentary, and then I think we'll get into the Q&A.
Wow, Joanne, that was fantastic. Thank you for digging into all the different ways to go about reviewing the portfolio and developing your portfolio, and to really go through every aspect of building your portfolio. And again, I love that, yes, it should be a fluid collection of work, because as artists, we should be growing and evolving, and our portfolio should obviously represent that and the journey along. And I love that you added the visual, right? We are visual learners, we're visual people, and to have that visual representation of the different types of portfolios that one can have. I think that's fantastic as well. Oh my goodness, I feel like there's just so many little nuggets of information that definitely can help all of the artists that are with us today, and obviously watching at a later date, to really go through the work, right? It's all about taking that time to go through your work with those different lenses, if you will, of your own, and being able to divide and conquer with the different portfolios that you can create with the work. So thank you so much, Joanne, for putting that all together and presenting today's J&J Marketing Cafe.
Wow, it's been a great one. So
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you all next month. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, all of our contact information was in the chat. And also, obviously, get to our website, and easy to find us there as well. Okay.
Excellent.
All right, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very
See you
much.
next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.